Hi, I want to do a video on this subject because I've heard people refer to it or bring it up but not fully understand what it means and its effects on men and society. Toxic masculinity refers to cultural norms around manhood that encourage harmful behaviours and attitudes traditionally associated with masculinity, such as aggression, emotional suppression, and dominance. While masculinity itself is not intrinsically negative, the notion of toxic masculinity highlights how certain expectations and stereotypes can lead to detrimental outcomes, not only for women and gender non-conforming individuals, but significantly for men themselves. Understanding the concept of toxic masculinity is crucial for fostering healthier attitudes towards masculinity that encourage emotional openness, vulnerability, and genuine connections. Characteristics of toxic masculinity are: toxic masculinity manifests itself through a variety of behaviors and social expectations. Common traits associated with toxic masculinity include 1. Emotional suppression. Men are often socialized to believe that expressing feelings, especially vulnerability, is a sign of weakness. This cultural script can result in men bottling up their emotions, leading to issues such as depression, anxiety, and increased risk of unaliving themselves. 2. Aggression and violence. There is a pervasive cultural belief that men must be tough and assertive, which can promote aggressive behavior. This leads to an acceptance of violence as a means to resolve conflicts or demonstrate power, ultimately resulting in harmful behavior towards others and oneself. 3. Sexual conquest. Toxic masculinity often equates manhood with sexual prowess and dominance. This can contribute to unhealthy attitudes towards sex and relationships, fostering objectification and a lack of respect for consent. 4. Homophobia. A fear or disdain for anything perceived as feminine often fuels misogyny and homophobia within toxic masculine cultures. This pressure to conform to rigid stereotypes can alienate men who do not fit these narrow definitions of masculinity. 5. Competition and rivalry. Toxic masculinity promotes a zero-sum view of relationships where men feel the need to compete against each other for social standing, success, and approval. This competition fosters isolation rather than camaraderie, which is detrimental to men's social relationships. The harmful effects on men. The implications of toxic masculinity extend beyond the aforementioned traits, creating a negative feedback loop that negatively impacts men's health and well-being. 1. Mental health issues. As men are pressured to conform to the stoic, emotionless male archetype, they often struggle with their mental health. This suppression of emotions can lead to higher rates of depression and anxiety. Men are less likely to seek help due to fear of being seen as weak, exacerbating the problem. 2. Relationship struggles. Toxic masculinity can hinder men's ability to form and maintain healthy relationships. The fear of vulnerability can lead to emotional detachment. Men may find it challenging to communicate openly or express affection, which can strain friendships and romantic relationships alike. 3. Physical health risks. Studies have shown that men who subscribe to traditional masculine norms are less likely to engage in health-promoting behaviours such as seeking medical help, leading to increased physical health risks. This includes higher mortality rates from preventable health issues fueled by reluctance to address potential problems. 4. Aggression and violence. The pressure to exhibit physical toughness can lead men to engage in violent behaviour, whether through fighting, bullying, or abusive relationships. This perpetuates a cycle of harm not only to others but also to themselves, as they may face legal consequences, relationship breakdowns, and societal ostracism. 5. Limitations on identity. Toxic masculinity restricts men to a narrow definition of gender identity that can prevent them from expressing themselves fully. This may be particularly damaging for men who do not fit conventional standards of masculinity, leading to feelings of inadequacy, shame, or disconnection from their true selves. Moving towards healthier masculinity. Recognizing the detrimental nature of toxic masculinity is the first step toward cultivating a healthier understanding of masculinity, promoting emotional literacy and encouraging open dialogues about feelings can allow men to express themselves more freely. Education and awareness campaigns can challenge traditional gender norms, enabling men to embrace diverse expressions of masculinity. Moreover, support systems that promote emotional vulnerability, such as therapy and peer support groups, can create a safe spaces for men to engage with their feelings without fear of judgment. Encouraging positive male role models to advocate for a broader definition of masculinity can help reshape cultural narratives and allow younger generations to develop healthier identities. In conclusion, toxic masculinity is a powerful cultural force that has far-reaching consequences for men and society as a whole. By understanding its characteristics and recognizing the harm it inflicts on men's mental, emotional, and physical health, we can begin to dismantle its influence. A concerted effort towards embracing a healthier more inclusive conception of masculinity can facilitate emotional wellness, deeper relationships, and a more compassionate society. Men should not have to conform to outdated norms by allowing space for authenticity and vulnerability. We can promote a healthier model of manhood for everyone. To say it's a healthy thing is dangerous, and to destroy toxic masculinity isn't going to destroy manhood, but it will help men, etc., be human and not feel weak or bad or told to man up. Anything promoting manhood isn't what toxic masculinity is. It's the social bastardization of what manhood is. So you can see the real problem with all this and why people have an issue, because it's not a good thing. It's a bad and destructive thing to happen to men. Now, if this video has helped you understand it better, then hit the like button and share. And if you're new to the channel, then please subscribe. It would be great to have you with us. Take care. Bye-bye. So I just wanted to add a bit of a thing, which I didn't put in the script for this video, and that is another good example of what toxic masculinity is for example, say you see something terrible happen on TV, or say you might see a lot of male YouTubers cry if they see something bad happen to children or whatever. An example of toxic masculinity would be me saying to, say for example, you were crying because some evil person did something horrible to a child, and this hit you home as a parent, and you were crying, right? Toxic masculinity would be me saying, look, stop crying, don't be a pussy and man up. That is an example of toxic masculinity, That's what toxic masculinity essentially is. That's a good example of what that is. So that's why it's not helpful. That's why people got a problem with, they haven't got a problem with masculinity. That's not what masculinity is. They've got a problem with toxic masculinity, where they want men to be emotionless robots, essentially, who don't give a shit, and and solve everything with violence with the back of his hand. So if your wife disagrees with you, smack. That's toxic masculinity. It's kind of like the old. It's going back to the extreme patriarchal society before women had rights, etc. It's not healthy. You know what I mean? And the reason why a lot of men have mental health issues is because they can't express themselves. Some of you may think, oh, there's nothing stopping me expressing myself. Yeah. But so you're not in that position then. But a lot of men out there, a lot of reason why men unalive themselves is because of toxic masculinity. They're told, oh, you can't cry, you can't be sensitive, man up, grow a pair. Yeah? They can't be seen as weak. You're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to show tenderness, you're not allowed to show emotion. Don't hug your mate in public, it's gay. That's toxic masculinity, yeah? I want to throw that little bit of bonus clip in there, this segment. But because when I was writing the script for the thing, I forgot to add that example in. But that's what it essentially is. You're not allowed to cry when you see something horrible. You're meant to be tough man, tough man. That's toxic masculinity. You can be tough and at the same time be compassionate. I'll tell you what a real masculinity is take it's a bit off field, but a man's man, if you think a man is like, a man's man is Christopher Reeve Superman, He's tough, protective, but he's also tender, understanding, compassionate. That's man. Yeah? Showing emotion, crying doesn't make you less of a man. Hugging your best mate doesn't make you gay. Yeah? Toxic masculinity has nothing to do with a Gillette advert. That's just some idiot on TV spreading BS on media. That's media BS. It has sod all to do with a TV advert. That's not what toxic masculinity is. Toxic masculinity is all about basically, men can't be human because you show only slightly. Well, you can. The only emotion you can show is anger. But anything that's softer than that, oh, you're weak. Stop being a pussy, man up. So yeah. So just to want to throw that example in, but I think I extended that longer. I think that's one example I've done it. But yeah, but you see what I mean? That's what So when people go, oh, people say you can't be a man these days. That's nothing to do with toxic masculinity. That's a stupid thing that someone's come up with. Like I said, the reason why people have a problem with toxic masculinity is because it's unhealthy, it's disgusting, etc. Okay.